Hey Pokemon trainers, welcome to Training Riolu. My name is Roy, and today we are shiny hunting Riolu. So, happy Saturday. It's the end of November, Wilds, right? We made it through Thanksgiving. Anybody putting up the Christmas tree or Christmas decorations this weekend? Because I think that's what we're going to be doing. But I am finally shiny hunting Riolu here on stream today. So that's the plan. I can't wait to get that yellow puppy. And I hope you're here for it. Okay, we need to go to Rouge Sector 4. Okay, it is interesting. It's in the middle of it. Is this something we can only do during the day? Huh. We're going to have to check to see the best way to do this. So that's one of the things that we're going to be figuring out. I think there's probably a bench or something along those lines that we could probably reset. But here, let's get the daytime going. Is this Lysander's Cafe? Let's get the daytime going. And we'll head up to the rooftops and check on our little puppy. See if it's yellow yet. Okay. Oops. Here we go. I think there's a holovator nearby, yeah? Let's check. There it is. We're facing the wrong way. Okay, here we go. We're in magenta, but I think this brings us up and over to Rouge Sector. I think, man, where was Riolu? There's a Larvitar. What's up, Larvitar? Pat Rat. Where are we now? Sorry, I wasn't prepared to actually like get us here. We got to come over here. Okay, so we're up on the rooftops. It might be a better idea to just head here. Let's yeah, like I was saying, I wasn't prepared to start right off the bat shiny hunting, but we are going to make our way over to Riolu real quick. We're going the wrong way, yeah? We gotta go the other way, okay. Bam. Okay, and then Sector 4 is across the street this way. This will be kind of fun. We're going to be on the rooftops. Not really tied to a wild area right now. Oh, that's wild area 3. Are we going to be close to here? So we can check on Pikachu from time to time, which would be nice. Pancham would be nice too, to get a shiny of those. Alright, so we'll come. It's kind of like the first time being in Illumio City, outside of the wild areas today. Alright, let's go up here. I think Riolu is going to be like on. Okay, we need to go that way. Well, what's around here? Got some scatterbugs. That's cool. Be nice to get a shiny. Oh, there's a Molga. Shiny Vivillon. Ooh, hello. Got a shiny Badoo. Surprise! Our first shiny. Yay! All right, Riolu shows up here. there might be a couple ways to do this. So one way would be to put a pin on Riolu and then just kind of like toggle it off camera and then off camera from the 65-ish feet away, I think. And then I think there's probably a bench somewhere around here that we'd be able to reset on a bench. Which is probably, for me, that'd probably be the most solid way to do it. But here, let's go put a pin here at least. What's up, Riolu? We're gonna put a pin right there. That's where Riolu is gonna be. There's a bench right there on the corner. I wonder if we can we make it here? Okay, so let's check to see if there's a holovator, whoops, nearby. There's a holovator near the liquor bureau, and that could get us maybe to this corner spot. So let's see where that takes us. I think on the map we want to see like how far away we are, yeah? Okay, Pidgeot. We're 107 like ticks away, yeah? We want to be on the corner there. Okay, so I think we found, what was that? Goodbye, Fletchling. I wonder why Fletchling was creeping out. Oh, what's up, Badoo? We got so many shiny Badoos, too. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I think that's the corner right there with the bench. We'll be able to... Yeah. We're going to be able to make it over to Riolu from here. So, yeah, let's... And look, it's perfect. Can we see Riolu? Yeah, we can see Riolu. Looks like we'll have to take out this Pidgeotto. And then, yeah, we could reset here. We're about 60 kilometers from Riolu. We could see him on the horizon there. So this is going to be probably a good spot to reset for Riolu. So let's try and get this shiny. We're at about close to 8 minutes. So we're going to reset. I don't know. Sometimes 15 minutes seems like a good amount of time, but I don't know if like Riolu only shows up during the day. So let's take a look. It's nighttime now, so what shows up in that spawn area? Vivian? Okay, it doesn't look like Riolu does. It shouldn't be like Pumpkaboo, right? Like Pumpkaboo messes up with the way that shiny hunting works because of the different sizes. I don't think that's the case for any other Pokemon. So we should be good resetting for daytimes and just shiny checking. And I think that's how it's gonna go. So, Or, okay, yeah. Good. Let's double check the nighttime again because Riolu was hidden by the pin that we had. So that's kind of funny. He's so little. Little guy. Speaking of little guys, I got to spend some time with my fur nephew this morning, and he is an adorable little puppy who is just excited and fun and smart and playful. So it was super cute. I had the most adorable morning I think anybody could have. Okay, it doesn't look like Riolu spawns at night. Okay, so I think we'll cut that out for the idea of when to check on Riolu. And we'll just hunt during the day. We'll get that yellow Riolu, and finally we're gonna get our shiny Riolu. from this hunt. So, now what do we want? Do we want to? Oops, it's not what I wanted to do. Do we want to hunt for the Shelfa? Do we want to just like get the first shiny and then move on? Because I think the next hunt, if we don't get a challenge, is going to be to find Drampa. I know somebody was talking about challenging me yesterday and during our stream, so not sure if we're gonna get challenged. I think we might get a challenge soon though. We didn't get the challenge yesterday, so maybe out of sight, out of mind. But we do have a pecking order of shinies that we are gonna look for. Drampa's gonna be next. It would be interesting to like maybe combine the shiny hunt for Riolu and Drampa, because the area where Drampa does show up would be has Eevee and Kangaskhan and like Audino, so there's some like good Pokemon there. But I don't know, we didn't get a lot of time outside of the wild areas since we've beaten the game. So we're up on the rooftops right now. This is kind of new. We're in a whole new part of the map. So we'll take this for what it is. Okay. Yeah. I think we got to get into the groove and see what this is like. So this would be cool. I'm excited for that. Do we check every time, or should we just keep resetting? I think we'll just check. Where is he? Is it nighttime? It looks like it's daytime, right? Is it because it's cloudy? Oh no! Well, it would seem to me that maybe Riolu doesn't show up during the cloudy days. Oh my gosh, that sucks. So it's gonna be kind of like a Eevee shiny hunt. Oh boy. Okay. Good to know. Funny. I guess this could take a while. Maybe we'll get super lucky though. I guess we'll just check every time. Unless we get distracted. I guess like if you guys want to talk in the chat, we'll just reset as we're talking and we'll just do that. But yeah, I'll entertain myself by checking, I guess, on Riolu here. It's so weird. I think the cloudy. Okay, let's keep going. Cool. Good to know. Knowledge is power, right? It is the weekend, right? Yeah, everybody, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I know Pokemon Go has Dynamax Lugia going on right now and tomorrow. And then there's a Picky Peck Community Day tomorrow. Hopefully you guys are getting some good Pokemon out of those events. Oh, there's Riolu. Okay, good. It's weird. Seems like the cloudy days or something like that, he's not showing up. So that's okay. That's good to know. I don't know what I guess we could look and see like what weather Riolu will show up in, but I don't know. We'll probably get plenty of resets in to figure it out on our own. So we're probably gonna find a shiny Vivian. Be like, oh. Look at these butterflies. Nope, don't do that. Oh, this after. Oh, it's raining. Doesn't look like Riolu shows up in the rain. After I get done with this video, I'm gonna start working on a new series too. Like, got a couple things to edit. One of them is for a episodic series. The other one is gonna be. I'll talk about this one. We're gonna be. Because Stranger Things came out, we're going to start a series of Pokemon trainers that from different franchises. So I'm trying to come up with an idea of what the name might be, but I'm going to probably build the video and start coming up with the what it's going to be called and how it flows. So we'll build that video. What we're going to be doing is picking a character from Stranger Things and we'll do 3 videos for that. I'll probably just do those on the weekend. We're gonna start with Vecna, and then I'll pick 2 other characters to do for this first set of episodes that came out for Stranger Things. And I don't think everything is gonna work like this. Like, we'll also do a winter series for Harry Potter. So I'll probably put out a number of episodes, so that way we'll see how those teams. We're gonna build Pokemon teams for each character, so we'll give a little bit of background on the character. We'll give a background on like why I'm picking the Pokemon that I'm picking, and so I think that's gonna be fun. It'll be fun like writing that out and getting those ideas on paper. But yeah, I think by the end of the series, when the videos are all done and everyone sees how the teams work out, if we get any comments or any traction on those videos, what we'll do is get a couple of the trainers that we create. So like maybe Vecna versus Mike Wheeler. Hey, thanks Iron P, thanks Fullpix, thanks Ninetails. We're trying to find that Riolu. Yeah, so but I think at the end of when we have that an IP series with Pokemon trainers, me and another YouTuber are going to battle the two different teams, and so that'll be fun. Iron P, welcome to the chat. Happy Saturday. Do you have are you excited for the holidays, or do you have any plans for this holiday season? Hopefully your Vulpix gets dressed up in its little mistletoe, cute little headband, and wears a cute little Santa fluff jacket. Yeah, dress your Vulpix for the season, right? Yeah, I have been wanting to shiny hunt Riolu, and we've had challenges that have kind of lasted a couple of months. So this is the first time we're getting to finally hunt shiny Riolu. So I'm excited. I don't know how long this is going to take, or I don't really care how long it's going to take. I'm just excited to get our yellow mascot here for the channel and have him caught. It's gonna be nice. But yeah, after Riolu, I think we're gonna shiny hunt Grandpa and then look for Dratini, because there's gonna be we're doing a race soon, a collaboration race. There's a few people that haven't finished their shiny charms, and they haven't gotten to the 500 battles that they need to get their shiny charms. So once everybody is at that 500 mark, we're gonna race on the channel in a collaboration stream to see who can get to 500 first, and it'll be at least a motivator for people to get their shiny charm. So that's the goal. We'll be helping some people out. We already have our shiny charm on the channel, so we'll just be doing a counter. Can we get to 500? So that's gonna be fun. We don't have a date on when that's gonna happen yet, because not everybody is at the same spot in where they're at in battling. But once they get to 500, they'll save that for the stream. So that's exciting. We're looking forward to doing that on the channel. It'll be a fun collab. And if you need motivation to get through those 500 battles and you got a Discord, feel free to sign up. We'll take any comers that want to get that shiny charm and are not motivated to do the battling. Yeah, let me know if you want in. Okay. I feel like we're probably gonna see Pavilion before we see Riolu, but that's because the weather keeps changing and it doesn't seem like Riolu shows up during some weather. Well, eventually we're gonna get him, so that's exciting. Excited to get this this shiny boy. Because one, it's for the channel, and two, I'm excited to get to Drampa too, so that'll be awesome. I can't wait to see, like, I think I've seen it before, but like seeing it on my own screen and on my own game, I think just hits harder and it hits differently. So it'll be cool to see shiny Drampa finally Mega Evolve. It's gonna be like, oh, earth shaking Megas. Okay. Keep going, keep going. But thanks, Iron P, for stopping by at least and cheering us on. Thank you, Ninetails. Thank you, Bullpix. I think we're pretty close to Area 3, so it might be a good idea to check once in a while and see if any of the shinies in Area 3 show up. I think that's 3, right? With the Fletchling and stuff, and the Litleos. Okay, keep going. Bang. Oh man, this week has been a lot of fun though. We had our collaboration stream for a tournament on Wednesday. On Thanksgiving, we did a Thanksgiving themed. We tried to get a Thanksgiving dinner shiny hunt, which was pretty fun. And then we lost a challenge yesterday. So far, that was the first loss that we've taken. So we had to open up some Pokemon trading card game packs as a punishment. Oh man, so that was rough. But it was a lot of fun. This week has been a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys are having fun today. I'm excited. It is about time that we finally get to shiny hunt Riolu. It seems to me that this is the most solid way to do the shiny hunt, like just resetting the day and getting that hard reset. There's a softer way to do it, and I think you can go up to Riolu and reset the console and do it that way. I'm not sure which one's faster, but there is a way to like see the pin mark there. It's 56 meters away. If we can find a spot that's like 65 to 75 meters away or ticks away, I think we can like go back and forth and reset it that way. But I tried that with Fennekin and Eevee, and I didn't do that on stream, but it didn't seem, I don't know, I'm not I haven't had luck yet with that, and I'm not sure. I've seen people do it. I just don't know if it's like how feasible it is. So that's interesting. I'd like to see, like, I don't know. I'd like to see it work, you know, for firsthand. I think I've seen it online. I've seen people do it, but like, I just for whatever reason it doesn't. I don't trust it. Maybe this seems like a more solid way to do it. So the problem is it takes longer. So if you guys want me to try that out, or are interested in testing out that shiny hunt way, we can do it. Let me know if that's something you want to do. But for now, I don't mind resetting for the days, and if it's something that's bothering you, give me a heads up and we'll switch things up. Look at that, Alpha Riolu. What's up, Alpha Riolu? Do you want to be shiny, Alpha Riolu? That way you and Alpha Lucario can hang out. We got Shalfa Lucario from Area 20, and so we could just have them both on the team, bring them to a bench and have them hang out like at a bench somewhere. That'd be fun. Our household is getting a Switch 2, and my roommate is getting Pokemon Legends, so it'll be interesting to see if the loading times are like a lot faster, and I could show him all the shiny hunting methods. But maybe we could borrow Pokopia when that comes out, and we could check out Pokopia. It looks like a fun game. I like that we're getting new Pokemon from that, you know, announcement trailer, like the Pikachu, the ghost type Pikachu, which is pretty adorable. We got a Mosslax. Oh, whoops. Which I didn't expect to see a variant of Snorlax. It'll be cool to see if there's, you know, where those Pokemon end up going. Like if there's a region for those Pokemon or things along those lines. Because Pokopia, like, will it be a Pokopian variant? Oh, okay, there's Riolu. Took me a second to track him down. But yeah, the Maestro Smeargle, I think is what it was called. Here, let me look that up actually. We're gonna try and keep clicking here. New Smeargle. You should probably know what that's called, yeah. AI says there's no new Smeargle. Stupid. There we go. Double Sensei. Smear Guru. Oh, okay. That's clever. I guess I haven't looked that up yet. Smear Guru. Yeah, I like that there's more colors. Which to me is exciting for what the shiny variant could possibly be. I know, like with Smeargle, normally Smeargle shiny will get that like reddish change on its tail instead of the green, and plus the skin tone on. Oh, it's another Alpha Riolu. Okay. Hey, I like that. It seems like the odds of seeing an Alpha Riolu is kind of low, but man, I guess what would be super crazy and exciting is if we could find if that would show up shiny So I guess we have a newfound. If we can get that on the first try, I think that'll be super exciting. But we'll take whatever shiny and love that Riolu very, very much. So that's fine. We'll take it. We'll take what we can. Because we could definitely come back to hunting Riolu at some point, or at a different point, or on my own. I wouldn't mind doing that. But once we get a shiny, I think we're gonna move on to Drampa. Okay. That pin is in the way. I think I can move the pin now. Like, we're probably good on where that pin is. We know it's 50 something kilometers away, or meters away. We probably can move the pin. Let's do that. Yeah, Smear Guru. Kind of neat. I'm curious, like, since it's an offshoot game, right? Like, it's not a main series game. Wait, where's oh, there it is. Okay. Will Pokopia have like a region? I know, like in Pokemon Snap, it's the Lentil region, and then like I think some of the Coliseum games had their own regions, maybe. I think like oh yeah, definitely. Pokemon Gale of Darkness had, like, we were in a different region there. Gosh, I can't even remember. Man, I wish we could replay that game. Maybe we'll get Gale of Darkness on like the Switch online someday. But I don't have the expansion or the Switch like extreme online. I just have the normal online Switch subscription. There's a bonus subscription that you can get for the Switch that I don't have. And on that subscription, the like bonus subscription, you can play GameCube games, I think. And right now, like Zelda Wind Waker's on there, which is super exciting. And Soul Calibur was on there too, which was pretty cool. So yeah, it'll be, I think eventually, if there's more Pokemon, like older games that end up on there, that might be something we can could look into getting, because it'd be cool to play. I think Pokemon Stadium is on there for the N64, and maybe that's something we can check out. I think Stadium gets super hard, but the animations are pretty weird on Stadium, and that could be fun to play with. Oops. I'm so used to flying on the shiny hunts that I keep opening the map. All I gotta do is turn around. I'm trying to, yeah. Thinking about if we don't get Riolu this stream, I'm thinking about that. We got 2 hours, so we got about an hour and a half that we're gonna at least dedicate to the shiny hunt, and we could probably go a little bit long, like a little bit longer, over 2 hours if we need to. Yeah, we got time. We got some Mr. Incredible vibes going. There's still time. Let's check. Ooh, it's an alpha. I think we're, yeah, I don't think I had a full gauge of how often the alphas show up, but it seems like we're getting them pretty regularly, so that's good. And we'll definitely be able to fly over from where we're at. We'll be able to like use the Rotom jump to get over to that side of the building, over the street, because it's a little bit higher than where we were. So this is perfect. Like we're at a perfect spot for this hunt. And again, I think we're probably gonna see Vivian before we see Riolu, which is kind of funny. Oh, there's a Badoo over there too. That's interesting. No Riolu. It's a foggy day or a cloudy day, I think, that it's not showing up on. And it looked like it didn't show up on a rainy day either, so that's kind of funny. Oh man, I can't wait to get that little puppy. We're gonna get that Riolu. Gotta give it a cool name. I know we already have an Anubis, Lucario. So, we're gonna have to come up with a cool name for our Lumiose Riolu. We got traded. Somebody traded us a Riolu in the game and named it Riolui, which was interesting. Very French, I feel like Louis the Lucario had a French indication to it, I think. Made me think of, honestly, like I was thinking of Interview with the Vampire every time I read Riolui. There's I mean, I don't think this is real because I've seen a bunch of people putting out what look like could be spoilers for some of the Mega Evolution. But at this point, with the announcement for Baxcalibur, the announcement for Chimecho, and the announcement for Zeraora, my guess is that most of those things that I saw were fake. And it was kind of like the Mega Arbok that was like put out before Legends ZA came out. So I'm thinking that the ones that I saw so far are fake. I almost don't want to talk about it because we have an announcement coming out in a couple of days. I think this Wednesday we'll see another like quick announcement. I'll try and wake up for that. I think I was about an hour late to the announcement last announcement for Zeraora. I woke up at 7 o'clock and like, oh gosh, I got to get to my computer. And so I was a little late to that. But it was a quick announcement, so that was nice, I guess. It wasn't like a full-on direct. But yeah, we found out about Mega Zeraora, which is I'm super excited for. And I'm curious, like it'll be so cool to see what the shiny looks like because Zeraora has that white and blue shiny that looks so freaking cool. So it'll be neat to see what the shiny Mega looks like. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so I think there's some fake Megas that were put out, and like I think they're trying to capture the imagination of people. I don't know if I like the point that I was getting at is this Riolu, right? We could name it based on maybe that a fake Lucario that was announced, like a ghost type Lucario, but I don't think that's gonna be real. So it looked like a fake fan art type situation. And plus, like, it didn't look like a Game Freak design. And that's kind of why I guess I'm saying it. Because the point I was trying to make is, well, we could name it off of that, but I don't think it's real. So, but if it is, I apologize, and I hope it's not a spoiler, because that would suck. But and I don't want to see spoilers either. Somebody posted in a Discord like a blacked out version of what might be spoilers, but I'm not going to look at those because I'd rather see the announcements, and I think it'll be more fun when the DLC comes out because we get to discover these megas together. Or you'll get to see me discover them as they come out, but we already know that Baxcalibur is getting its Mega Stone in Season 4. So next season will be with Baxcalibur. And that's kind of cool. I know we got a couple of shiny Frigibaxes from Sword and Shield. And I think Pokemon Home is going to be opening up soon. So we might bring over a Frigibax. So that way we don't have to do the shiny hunt for that. Oops. Keep going. So that's going to be... I like Baxcalibur. I mean, I'd say I'm pretty easily pleased. There's not a lot of Mega Pokemon that I'm not like. I think Victory Bell's Mega, I was kind of like underwhelmed. I don't dislike it, but I think the way it was announced kind of threw me off. Like they had this weird like abandoned, like it was announced and these people were breaking into like an abandoned, not warehouse, but like plant, like an abandoned plant, right? And so they go into the plant, which is funny. This is like a grass type Pokemon. They go into the plant and it's like they see all these Pokemon in this abandoned place. And it's like Esper, just like looking all scary looking. And then you see like Bayonet or some and Zubats and stuff like that. And then you see like a creepy thing. And I think they hinted at the Ghost Girl being in this game, and I don't think we've seen the Ghost Girl, which maybe people haven't haven't found it yet. But it would be cool to see the Ghost Girl that's like, you are not the one in X and Y. I want more of that. Like maybe that comes in the DLC. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. That's something I'm excited more so than anything. Before the game was coming out, that's what I was wanting. Like, so they hinted at that with the Mega Victory Bell announcement, and then they go upstairs and like Victory Bell's Mega form crashes through the window, which was weird. Like, like, and it was bouncy. It's this big bouncy bag. And so I just got the vibes that it was like someone was trapped in that Victory Bell. like it. I don't know. Just the way the announcement came out, and I liked the announcements that they had for Legends EA for the different megas that they did announce. Like Malamar was a lot of fun. They had 2 parts to a lot of the trailers, right? Like the Haluchas, there was like a poster, like it was like Machamp versus Halucha, and people were like, oh, Machamp might get a Mega, Halucha might get a Mega, like people were, they had some pretty cool ideas about how to market some of the Megas that they were announcing. And Victory Bell to me was the worst announcement, but I don't hate the design. Like I think it was it looks like a kidnapped person, like in a bag, like a cartoonish villain kidnapping someone in a bag, and that's what Victory Bell makes me think of. So I don't hate it, but I don't like the idea of it either. So, but I think people are it's a cool rogue Pokemon that we got, and it was fun in the game. Like I like the idea of the rogue Pokemon showing up and we have to get their Mega Stones, and that was fun. Like, I enjoyed that, and it's like, oh, Victory Bell, we get to go get Victory Bell, and we knew what it looked like already. So unfortunately we didn't get the Ghost Girl. I want to know if that's something that's in the game. We've explored a little bit, but not enough to find every place that you can go into and everything that you can do in this city. So maybe Ghost Girl is around. I know but in X and Y, I think there was like a TV studio. And I feel like if there was a TV studio in this game, we probably would have at least heard about it by now. But I probably should look into like where that was in X and Y and see like what's there on this game. I wonder if the Quasartico building took over the TV studio. But yeah, I'll look into that and maybe find where it's at on the map and see where it's at here. Maybe that's something we could do on stream, or I'm definitely going to do it on my own time for sure. But yeah, maybe if the DLC has the Ghost Girl, we could explore that a little bit more, you know. But yeah, that's fine if we give it time. I think like we don't have to rush into that or anything. But yeah, what did she mean, right? Like, you're not the one. Yeah, Pokemon every generation so far has had some pretty good Ghost Girl stuff going on, so it'll be cool to see what's going on with this game. I liked how in Legends Arceus the Ghost Girl was pretty much the Spiritomb task, right? Like, she wasn't alive, she was a ghost, and once you finish the task, like, and you get Spiritomb was the Ghost Girl, or she was the spirit of like releasing Spiritomb. So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, we have no idea beyond X and Y what that Ghost Girl meant, or if there was any conclusion to that story. But like in Galar, right, we get a Ghost Girl who's like, bring this letter to so and so, and it was like this old man's like childhood friend. It was in when you go back to the girl, she's gone, like oh man, that was a good one. I thought that was a nice, solid, like confined story, and some of those, like, Pokemon does a good job. The Ghost Girl in Paldea was in the Blueberry Academy, just a picture on the wall, and so I don't know if there's anything behind that. We didn't get any like backstory to that, which that's okay, because the story like kicked ass in Scarlet and Violet, I thought, and the DLC had some pretty good story. But yeah, we have Ghost Girls in Unova, like the I think the Nightmare, you know, oh, what was the Ghost Girl in Unova? I think it had to do with Cresselia, maybe. I'll have to look. Yeah, maybe we can do like a little series on Ghost Girls in Pokemon. I'm into that. Let's do that. It's raining. Ooh, Gumi shows up there? Yo, we could get a shiny Gumi. Okay, alright. Well, now this hunt, we've got a few more Pokemon to look out for. Good. I didn't realize in the rain last time that Gumi didn't was showing up there. Cool. Oh man, it's been so chill so far. Like, that was exciting to see. What do you guys think is gonna happen in the DLC? Because I don't think what we've seen so far is I don't think we have, like, I feel like it's less than 10% of what we're gonna see in the DLC. And the game left off with, like, we didn't get to do much with Emma. And so I hope, after the first announcement, we got a side quest where Emma and Mimi, we got to, like, go with them to go find Diancie, right? Like, and she dropped some lore about AZ. What else? She dropped some lore about, man, I was so excited. I think I need to go back and watch after that announcement, because I was talking about, there was some good dialogue between your character and Emma. Emma tells you some stuff, I think, that has significance, yeah, to Mega Evolution. I think that's right. At this point, it's hard to remember, but I'll go back and watch that, because there was some interesting dialogue that Emma had going on, or a monologue, I guess, because our character doesn't talk. But it was an interesting lore drop, so it might be good to revisit that. But it involved Emma, and that's the point that I was trying to make, is that we didn't get much Emma action. There was, like, the introduction and seeing her Mega Ampharos, seeing her Mega Malamar. Those are the two things that we really got out of Emma. And then that she was helping Tawny or Urbane throughout the entire story figure out the situation with their mom, and finding out that Jet is Tawny or Urbane's grandma. So I think a lot of people were underwhelmed with, like, how much involvement Emma had to the story, being that she's a detective, right? Because that's a cool element that Pokemon games don't typically explore. And I think the most we got out of Looker has been a few, like, post-game things that we've been able to do, especially in X and Y. That was probably the biggest Looker involvement that we've ever had. So it's cool having the idea of a detective in Pokemon games, or like, what it'd be cool to play as a detective. But since we got Emma back, I think people were hoping that we'd be able to do more, especially when she's like, hey, I've got all these side quests that you can do, and that doesn't really pay off with Emma. Like, it pays off, you get items and some great storytelling in the side quests, but, like, it doesn't really pay off with Emma. And so I think that was kind of disappointing for people. And I think what Pokemon, the story writers, were saying is, like, Emma was busy, like, right? I think that's what we're supposed to get from it. But so I'm not disappointed, but I think that you could be, like, rightfully so. Absolutely, like, be disappointed because we didn't get to have a full-on detective, like, arc, right? But I mean, I think the game did a good job creating an expectation of all these villains, and then subverting your expectation to get to a culmination of fist bumping all your newfound friends. that was a cool story arc, I think. So hopefully, I think the DLC goes into more detective work, like actual story with Emma. I hope. Obviously, we're gonna meet Karina, and we're gonna meet. Oh gosh, I'm really bad that I haven't committed the name of Hoopa's trainer to memory, but I'm gonna try and work on that. I know it starts with an A, so let me look that up. DLC. Trainer. Ansha. Okay, I need to remember that. Her name is Ansha. She's gonna have, like, a big part to do with the story, I think, because it's clear to me that you're going to have to find ingredients for her donuts so that Hoopa can open up portals. And to me, it doesn't seem like the only place that you're going to be able to go is the upside down Lumiose. If that is the case, the portals will probably open to different spots that are like cut off in the upside down Lumiose. But what I'm guessing is that you're going to be able to go to more places than just the upside down Lumiose, because I feel like there's got to be a way to encounter Rayquaza, Groudon, Kyogre, Mewtwo, Latios, and Latios. So we'll probably get to see the Hoenn region a little bit. Maybe. I'm guessing. Yeah, and like we already have Deancey, but I have a feeling that Zeraora is like Zeraora is from Alola, so that's got to be a Hoopa thing, right? I like people are guessing that we're only gonna get this upside down city of Lumiose, and I don't think that's gonna be the case. I feel like it's gonna be fairly expansive, like the Blueberry Academy was, and like Kitakami was fairly expansive. Like it wasn't it was almost a self-contained game, right? That's hard to say. It's not a Kitakami wasn't a self-contained game. Blueberry Academy wasn't a self-contained game, but there was so much that you could do in Blueberry Academy that it didn't really, like, the story didn't really meet what I would require for like a full Pokemon game at this point. But it did do a good job, and we did learn about Heath, and we learned about like Terapagos, and we got to meet, you know, Kieran and Carmine, which I think they developed those characters very well in the DLC, the Teal Mask. But on their own, I don't think they were perfect self-contained games on their own. But Paldea as a whole did a really good job of expanding from Paldea to Kitakami, which is around the Hoenn or Johto or Sinnoh or Kanto region. So it's somewhere in that in Japan. And then since we also got to go off the coast of Unova, off the coast of New York, right? So we're somewhere around there too. So that, as far as like world building, kind of a neat feature in the Scarlet and Violet games. But yeah, the DLC on its own wasn't its own, like, you know, AAA game, right? So I'm not expecting Mega Dimensions to be its own AAA game, but I am expecting it to be fairly expansive in the way that Kitakami and, you know, and Blueberry Academy was. I will expect that. So, and I think that's reasonable, right? I think Nintendo should be one-upping itself every time a new game comes out. And I think that's where a lot of people get pissed off or frustrated. I think they stepped up with storytelling. Like, the best story, in my opinion, out of all Pokemon games is probably Scarlet and Violet. And before that, I think, like, expanding on Kanto to Johto was, like, as far as storytelling went. Although, don't get me wrong, like, Unova, Black and White, and Black and White 2 was an incredible story on its own. But, like, I feel like peak Pokemon lore came out of, like, expanding on Kanto into Johto. For me, it does. So please don't take that the wrong way. Like, that's not, I'm not a You don't have to feel that way. Like, because I think that they did a good job in Sinnoh too, like with Legends of with Arceus and Palkia and Dialga with like Platinum. You learn about Giratina's own like upside down dimension or the negative zone or whatever it was called. Super cool. Like, did a good job with lore. You know, it did a good job with lore. But for me, Johto, the enriched itself in the lore with like the kimono girls worshiping and telling the story of Lugia and Ho-Oh, and understanding how the Burnt Tower like took part in the legendary beasts getting created by Ho-Oh, like without like spelling out everything that happened for you. It did such a good job of telling the story in the background, and I think that is super cool for a game that was made in like in the latter half of the 1990s. Yeah, like didn't have to do that. It killed it the way it did it, and then Pokemon got to build off of lore telling from that game, I feel like. So I think Kanto is interesting too, because I don't think in the game it builds the lore, but the lore built around Kanto is pretty incredible. Like there's I think in the manga, right, like there's the gym leaders are two separate factions. One faction of the 4 gym leaders are good guys, like Misty, Brock, Erica, and who's the 4th good guy? Misty, Brock, Erica. And I think the Elite 4 are good guys too. Let's say the villains, right? The villains are Lieutenant Surge, Koga, Blaine, Sabrina. Oh, I guess and Giovanni. So the split faction was out. They were kind of outnumbered, I guess. Like if you go gym leaders. So yeah, that's the right amount of gym leaders. But yeah, it was split in a faction between Team Rocket and Lieutenant Surge, Sabrina, and Blaine, and Koga were all like lieutenants of Team Rocket, where Giovanni was like the big boss. So that was in that manga. It was kind of interesting, and that's not something that was directly told or specified in the main series game, but like it's kind of neat because red, blue, and green all got like these different hero arcs in the manga, and the game is based on that. But like I said, I think the lore builds off of the game later down the road, and so you get more story about Mew and Mewtwo because of Blaine. Like Blaine in the manga like injects himself with Mewtwo's DNA, and so his arm starts like he starts dying because like he's mutating, and it almost gives credence to Ditto being the offshoot of Mew's DNA, because what Blaine's experiment does is starts mutating him into like this goopy Pokemon mess. So that's kind of cool, and it really builds into like some of the things that people believe now are fan theories that are present to this day. Like there was this cool moment in the manga where like Blue faces off against Koga, and Blue's Charmeleon uses Slash, and it like cuts Koga's like Arbok in half or something like that. Like it's insane because there's this cool story that happens in Kanto that we don't really get from the game, but again, the lore is building off of what we know from the game into this crazy, incredible story where Red, Blue, and Green all take these separate heroic roles in stopping the forces of Team Rocket in the Kanto story that we know. So I think that's why a lot of people champion Red as being the like the GOAT, right, for Pokemon trainers. I like Red, and I like Blue, and I like Green, and I like that story that was built off of Kanto, but the game itself built a lore in Gold and Silver off of the Kanto region that we do know from the games. And we got baby Pokemon, and we got like this cool story about Team Rocket like selling Slowpoke tails, and we got Kurt who creates more Pokeballs that, you know, it expands itself in the game, and it's real storytelling in a game that is like two-dimensional, and your imagination gets to like create a lot of the story. So I don't know, like there's some solid like starting points in Pokemon that happen in Johto that you do see later in Hoenn and in Sinnoh, and it's kind of cool because we break out of some of those traditional Pokemon stories into Kalos, where we get the 3D, we get like you know, a brand new region of gameplay and stuff like that in Kalos, where we get introduced to characters like AZ and Lysander, Professor Sycamore, Diantha, I want to say is the champion's name, and like there's some cool storytelling in X and Y. There's some cool storytelling in Sun and Moon, but I think they really hit the mark when they start, and when we get to Galar, they start telling a story where the world interacts with your Pokemon trainer, and that's the first time ever that your story actually freaking matters in a Pokemon game. Oh, I didn't look at Lucario. Dang it. Or Riolu. So the first time we ever get interaction from the world of Pokemon knowing who your trainer is like years after Pokemon started, you know, like there's people in the town that are cheering you on because you're like the soccer player that they're rooting for. And that was a cool feeling. It was a fun like storytelling MacGuffin, or storytelling article, right? Like the item of storytelling was the people cheering you on, right? And so when you get to Leon finally, and you beat this unbeatable Pokemon trainer, like you can feel a sense of pride in the friendships that you made and the trainer that you finally beat at the end, that is Leon. And that's super cool. Plus you take on Eternatus with your legendary Pokemon that has a lore built up to in the story, like built up to that point where you get Zacian and Zamazenta. You feel like you're the two kings story that's happening for against Eternatus, and then you beat Leon, right? Like there's some, that's good storytelling, but they topped it with, in my opinion, they topped that storytelling with Scarlet and Violet, and I think that was, for me so far, the peak storytelling that happens, because you finally relate to characters. Like there's some vulnerabilities that you have as a person that you can tie into Penny and Arvin and their stories. I think there's values that Nimona has as a person, as a Pokemon trainer. I don't know why I reset. I didn't check on Riolu. I think there's some values you can relate to as on a vulnerable level with Nimona, as like just like your hope and your positive attitude that you can typically relate to is put into Nimona's character. She's like the Goku, right? Like, and then you have Penny, who can, you can her value in friendship and her value as a leader and her value, like those are things that you can relate to. And then this crazy story with Arvin about his parents and stuff like that. It's emotional, it's compelling, it's relatable. I think it's relatable, and I think that's the first time a Pokemon game did something that is vulnerable and emotional and clicks with you as a person. Peak storytelling, in my opinion. But then Legends EA came out, and it's a very fun story because, like I said, you simply put, you are instantly questioning whether these characters are bad guys, because you expect bad guys from a Pokemon game. And so all these characters are being introduced as like villainous people, and then you get to know them as a person, and then at the end of the game you're all fist bumping with your best friends, right? Like these people that you made friendships with along the way that are helping you save this city in a dangerous situation, in peril. And the stakes are fairly real with genocide being a theme with AZ, because we know he's lived for 3,000 years in his situation because of the terrible mistakes that he's made. And we get the themes of like redemption and forgiveness and love in this story, along with these cool like subversions of expectations of characters to culminate in like a tragedy, right? So the storytelling in this game is really good too. Really good, very good storytelling. It gets me excited to explore the lore of this a lot more. We have like the museum that talks about Volo and stuff, man. It's a good continuation from Legends Arceus, and so yeah, Pokemon is finally hitting our storytelling arc, and I think what fans want is the story to be beautiful and playable, and the budgets to be higher for these games. I think a lot of the fan base want that, and I think we deserve it. We've grown with this company for our whole lives, and I think we deserve, what some of these fans are wanting. But I haven't been disappointed, like personally. So I can see why people would be. But when you get down to it, Pokemon has delivered. For me, in my opinion, Pokemon has delivered a product and a lifestyle and a value regularly. Like I don't know what there is to be disappointed. When these announcements come out and the Nintendo Directs and things like that, and there's an outrage, an outburst of insanity that people are just up in arms about. It's kind of interesting, because let's say when the national dex wasn't going to be in the first game, that they didn't put the national dex in, like people were pissed. Was it Sinnoh? I think it was Sinnoh, right? Like we didn't get a national dex in Sinnoh, or that's how it was announced. People were up in arms, pissed. I don't think they added it like because people were pissed. It was in the game, but like that seems to be the trend since the National Dex incident, right? Like I think every announcement there's some sort of outrage and uproar that Nintendo isn't, or Pokemon isn't doing what the fans want. And I think at this point for Pokemon, they're like, what game are we playing with this outrage? Like, how are we going to create an outrage because it might actually help the sales on that's what I think, but I don't know. I don't like being upset when I've been pleasantly engaged every single time that we get a new game or a main series game. I mean, I'm not saying Pokemon is perfect. Like, I definitely enjoyed Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I didn't beat the game because I got stuck resetting for Dialga to try and get the shiny, but I was happy that that was something that I could finally do. Shiny hunt a legendary, right? Like, that's enough for me to be pleased, and that's not the standard that everybody has to have or is like, I think everybody gets to have their own expectations of what they want. Absolutely. But I haven't been disappointed. So to me, I don't want to waste my energy being frustrated at something that's brought enough joy in my life to keep it going. Oh, okay, that Badoo is not shiny. So yeah, I guess that's my take on Pokemon the franchise, I guess. I don't know why we ended up here, but trying to think. I know we were talking about the DLC, and I think tampering expectation. I don't know. Well, man, where do we go? DLC. What might happen in the DLC? That was the question. What do you guys think is gonna happen in the DLC? Here's my history on Pokemon. My bad, guys. I don't think I answered that question very directly, but I think what we'll get more than what we've seen. I think we have like a small percentage of what we've seen that's going to be in the DLC, and I was trying to relate it to the DLC that we got for the Teal Mask, and I wanted to talk about like storytelling that Pokemon has gotten into, because I think that's what we could expect from the DLC. So I apologize, I went off on such a crazy tangent. Thanks for listening to me, though. I appreciate you guys being here. And I hope that's why you're coming to Training Riolu, to get some takes. At least. I don't know. I want this to be a cool community where you guys can come and Pokemon is the theme, so that's what this channel's here for. So I apologize for not answering the question very directly, but I do appreciate being able to talk about Pokemon, because that's what this channel is for. So, hell yeah. Let's get this shiny Riolu. There's a couple times I reset and we aren't seeing Riolu show. I didn't look to see if what Riolu was, if it was shiny or not. But once it's shiny, I think it should be shiny. Even without the weather showing up, having Riolu be able to show up, I think the next time it appears during the sunny day, it will be shiny once we get it shiny. And we just got done with a shiny hunt where that's not the case. Pumpkaboo changes because of its size. Like the spawn changes completely in the coding because of its size, and I don't think any other shiny hunt is like that so far that I've heard. So I think in the next few episodes we'll definitely get Riolu to appear shiny. I'm getting the feeling that we're probably not going to get it this episode, but it would be so cool. Once we started doing the shiny hunt, it'd be nice to get it in the same episode. And like I said at the beginning, we could go a little bit longer than 2 hours. I have a project that I'm going to be starting for the Stranger Things Pokemon trainers, so we'll be checking that out. I'll be starting that today. Oh, look at that cute little Riolu. It looks like it's smaller than this Badoo. Oh, it's so adorable. But yeah, I started. I was planning on. So I went to see my fur nephew today. He is adorable. I posted a couple pictures of him on our community channel. So that's what I was doing this morning. And I meant to start within like a half hour or an hour of when I got home from, and when I posted that picture. But I ended up talking to my roommate about the Nintendo Switch 2, which ended up being a pretty long conversation. It was fun. We talked about Nintendo and like Nintendo's values, and he had an idea that like Nintendo tracks every single cartridge, and I didn't agree. I don't think it would be worth the resources to do something like that, but I feel like there's probably money that could be spent differently that Nintendo considers. Yeah, that was just an opinion. It was a fun conversation, though. We'll do a hunt for about 40 minutes to an hour from here. So, yeah, what are you guys excited for? I know Christmas is coming up. We got the DLC dropping on, I think it's December 10th or 12th. So we'll on the channel, we're gonna definitely live stream episodes of the DLC. So hopefully we get some good stuff out of that. I know the channel has gotten a lot of fun in this last week. I am really excited to be shiny hunting Riolu, but some of these resets, like, it's just kind of the shiny hunting can get monotonous with the resets and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the payoff is always worth it for getting the shiny. But there's different shiny hunting methods in different areas, and we'll definitely explore some more of those different areas. Eventually, I do want to do Lysander's hideout. There's Beldum that's the only place you can get Beldum. I think it'd be cool to get and useful to get a shiny Excadrill or Drillbur. So that could be exciting because there's a bunch of like there's a place where Drillbur shows up, and there's a bunch of like mounds of dirt where you can get Drillbur or Gibble, and so that might be a fun shiny hunt to do. I know Chespin's going to be interesting, especially setting the Chespin shiny hunt up. Oh, and today I hadn't seen what Mega Shiny Chestnut looks like until today. It sucked because I was like scrolling through Facebook. I saw it, but I still want to see what it looks like on the TV in our inventory. So I'm still excited for it. It looks great. It looks like it should, I think, in my opinion. Like, it kept the shiny colors, but yeah, we'll get there. We'll get our own eventually. But I think the setup for Chespin is probably going to be entertaining as hell, because I barely know how to get the more Pokemon to show up. You kind of break the game a little bit to get more Pokemon to show up in an area. So we'll be doing that to make sure that more spawns show up around where Diggersby and Chespin show up. So that way we get a chance, a better chance of finding a shiny. But once that's all set up, we'll do the reset method again, which it is what it is. Shiny hunting in this game is what it is. A lot of people get those turbo controllers and do it like away from the keyboard, but I like doing it this way, and it's fun, fun for me to do on the channel. So, yeah, I think the turbo controller might be like a good 15 minutes worth of entertainment, but yeah, I think we make it work here. We do what we can. What was that noise? All right, keep going. Okay. But yeah, that it'll be exciting too when we get to do that race. I'm looking forward to that. Once we have a date and everybody is all caught up to the 500 battles, we'll set up. We'll announce like when the stream's gonna be. But that's coming down the pipeline, and that should be soon. I think it's definitely gonna be this month. It shouldn't take too long to get to 500 battles left for Mable's research. Like I said, we've got that done, but there's a few other people that I feel like it would help them with motivation to get the 500 battles knocked out so that they could get the shiny charm. And then we could probably set up some like shiny hunts and stuff like that together, and maybe collaborate with other people. That could be fun. We've had a lot of luck on the collaboration streams finding shinies. It has been awfully strange. But like on the first collaboration stream we did, there was a moment where I had like 3 minutes that I could just kind of mess around. And so we were ready to go. So I went to like area 3 and just held down on the stairs to like do resets. And we found a shiny Skiddo. So we had 3 minutes where other guys were doing stuff. And when I went to that area, it was like in the 3 minutes the Skiddo showed up shiny, and so that was crazy. And then this last stream with the collaboration on Wednesday, there was a shiny Dragalge that showed up at area 20, and so we caught that, but nobody was able to use it, so that was kind of a bummer. But like, yeah, we traded that away for the Wheel of Doom. We gave it to Necrotio. And then he got a team of 3 Pokemon. It was a Pokemon that couldn't be used, so because the Wheel of Doom said that the first Pokemon can't be used, so he was able to catch a different Pokemon to use for his team. So it was an interesting strategy. But then the Wheel of Doom had us trade back, and since it was a Pokemon that wasn't on his team, he had to trade me the Pokemon that were on his team, so we didn't get the Dragalge back, but we do have a shiny Dragalge. It was just, that's what happened on stream, and it was a wild roller coaster of things that happened. I recommend watching. It was a lot of fun. Like, there's stuff happening throughout the entire stream, so that was fun. And then we did a Thanksgiving stream afterwards, but regardless, in the collaboration streams, my shiny luck was incredible. Whereas on the Thanksgiving stream, we didn't have hardly any shiny luck for what we were looking for. We were trying to make a Thanksgiving dinner out of Pokemon that we picked out on Tuesday, and that was a lot of fun. It's been a fun week, man. Like this week has been thematic to Thanksgiving, and shiny hunting fun has ensued and been crazy. But yeah, it's really enjoyed. I feel like we've had fun weeks and fun streams before, but this week has been kind of non-stop, just a lot of fun. So, and I'm glad today we got to talk about like Pokemon. That's something I love doing. So I think I've shared a few opinions similar to what we were talking to already and a few times, but I don't know. It's it excites me to discuss like where Pokemon is at, and excites me to talk about my experience with Pokemon. Excites me to talk about like the viewpoint that is seen of Pokemon, because you know, in comparison, like, you know, there's some differences. Oh snap! Hey, I'm getting a phone call. Let me. Hold on one second. What is this? Okay, here.
Tinker shoes. Hello?
Hey, sorry about that. my brother called me and we were just talking about the puppy for a second. So I was like, oh, we're gonna get on a rabbit trail, and I was like, well, let's get off the phone. I want to get back to the stream. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that puppy is so cute. If you get a chance to look at the community page, there's a couple pictures of the puppy. That's my nephew. So yeah, I'm excited because oh, sorry, I thought that Vivian was shiny. Yeah, I get to see the puppy on a weekly basis, and on some Saturdays I'll be able to go and see it on Saturday too. But every week I'll probably be taking pictures of it. Because it's so cute, and he's such a like playful, lovey dog and puppy. Like he's just so cute. It's an interesting mix of Pokemon. It's an interesting mix of breeds. Like he's a poodle. There's German Shepherd and Labrador. There's like some sort of shepherd. I think Australian is type shepherd type dog. Like he's mixed with a bunch of stuff. So I think there's a couple more that my brother was telling me that he's mixed with. But he's such a cute dog, and he's so smart. Like it's gonna be fun spending time with him. So hopefully there's some cool stories that come out of that. But today I let him out, and he has to go on a leash because my brother's new house isn't fenced in. So it was funny. Like he did his business, and then like he bolted towards the door. So I was like, oh, we're running now. Oh gosh, like he's a little guy. Like he didn't pull me or anything, but I didn't want him to like get tugged on by the leash. So I ran with him like, oh shoot, we're running, like, so we ran towards the door like at a sprint, which was hella funny. Like, what, where are we going? But he's super cute. And when we got inside, he was all playful and silly, and he's got his little puppy breath still, which is adorable. Gosh, what a good fella. Gumi. That's not shiny. That's purple. Okay. Gumi is yellow with purple cheeks, so I guess we'll look for that on rainy days, which is cool. I don't know if we'll get a shiny Gumi before we get a shiny Riolu, but we'll keep an eye out. I figured we'd probably get Vivian shiny before anything, but honestly, we get so many shiny Badoos that we'll probably see a shiny Badoo first. That's gonna be my guess. Yeah. And after this stream, I'm gonna get clips and video of Vecna as a Pokemon trainer. I've thought of a couple Pokemon, but I think going in. So I'm gonna look into and get some like how to describe Vecna. I'm gonna look into the D&D lore of Vecna. I know what I do know is like Vecna has like vampire subordinates. So I'm wondering if in D&D he is like a vampire master or something like that. I don't know. I just know something along those lines of what Vecna is in D&D. So we'll go into that. Once I find out more information, I'll write down why. We'll write down like how Vecna appears in D&D, so that way we can kind of maybe base a couple Pokemon or a Pokemon off of that, because we're gonna give Vecna a team of 6 Pokemon, and we're gonna give how Vecna appears in Stranger Things too, right? So we'll talk about the history of Henry. There's I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a Stranger Things like Broadway production that is a play that talks about Hawkins from like the 1950s when Joyce Byers was younger, and like Hop and Henry, they all went to the same high school. So Vecna went to high school with Joyce Byers and Hop. And so I'll talk a little, we'll probably delve into what that play tells us about Henry, and what that play tells us about Henry's history, and when he became, when he went to like the institution where Elle is from. Because Henry's number one, he was the first experiment, right? So we'll talk about that. We'll give the background of Henry, and then we'll talk about like Vecna now, like Vecna in Will Byers' time and Elle's time, when he became Vecna, like what because what is it, Elle like uses her powers when she's a girl because Henry did an atrocious thing. We'll talk about that. So Elle banishes Henry to the Upside Down, and I think the theory or the idea is that when Elle did that, the Upside Down was created, and so Vecna has spent time since then building the Upside Down into the distorted creation that Vecna is creating. Either that, or there could be more to do with like the Mind Flayer being there before Henry's put there, and so maybe there could be that Vecna is a like subordinate of the Mind Flayer, and I don't know if that matches up in D&D lore, or how that if there's any ties to each other in the D&D lore. So we'll explore that when I know more. So, but I feel like there should be a time limit on this video. I'll try and break it down to like 20 minutes, so that way it's not too bad. But what we'll end up with is like, you know, Pokemon that represent the D&D lore, that represent like maybe something that has to do with Henry from his childhood, or from when at the point when Elle banishes him, and then we'll have to pick a few Pokemon or a couple Pokemon from Vecna, the villain of Stranger Things. So I've thought of a couple of Pokemon that might be villainous and might represent like the weird tentacle-y ideas that are themed around Vecna in Stranger Things. So I might have a couple Pokemon already picked out, but maybe after learning more, we might have to shift some things around, or find out some different ideas for Pokemon. But Vecna is going to have a team, and that's going to be what we find out at the end of this first video that we're making. So I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about the history of D&D's character, like how that relates to some of the things that are happening in Stranger Things, because I think that'll be fun to find out, and maybe I could share that with you guys. But I don't know much about the play, so maybe we can do a quick breakdown of what happens in the play, so that way we all understand it and can make an informed decision on a Pokemon from that period of time. And then for what we know so far about Vecna and what's happened in the Upside Down, and in you know what Vecna's been doing in the real world and stuff like that, maybe we can relate some Pokemon to what's happened to some of the children in Hawkins, and some of the victims that have happened in Hawkins. It'll be interesting to find a Pokemon based on something like that. I don't know, like, yeah. Oh, and finding like how it relates to the Pokemon in some of the Pokemon lore. Ooh, maybe that's part of the segment. Cool. Yeah. Oh, that's an idea. I don't know. But yeah, we'll have to look into Pokemon abilities and Pokemon movesets and stuff like that to help explain why we're choosing those Pokemon. So this episode is going to be about Vecna, but we'll do a full Stranger Things series. And with the release of these episodes, I think I'm going to just choose 3 characters, and we'll do an episode every weekend. But we'll start with Vecna, and I think that would be a good starting point. And it'll be cool to pick out a couple more characters. And then in Christmas, Stranger Things is releasing another few or another 3 or 4 episodes. And then New Year's, they're going to end season 5. So us as a channel, we'll do 3 characters for each segment of season 5. And then at the end of that series, we'll battle 2 Pokemon trainers from Stranger Things as as Pokemon trainers in Pokemon. So, and see how that goes. So that to me sounds like a lot of fun. It's going to be a good time, and I hope you guys enjoy that. Like, I hope that's a fun series for you, because I think we're going to do that with several different IPs. With like the holiday seasons coming up, I think one of the things that we could do is a Harry Potter series, and pick out maybe, well, the series should, I think it should be like a number of characters. So we'll decide what that is, and we'll pick out different series. We'll go through the series and different IPs and pick out. And maybe we'll do kind of things that are popular or things that are coming out around the time frame that we're going to be focusing on different series IP and stuff like that. So that could be a lot of fun. I think that'll work out. So I'm excited for that. And I hope you guys enjoy that too. So it's going to be fun to explore like the backgrounds of a lot of different stuff. So yeah, and hopefully it sits well with like some of your fans, your fan bases and fan theories and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully if you have a series suggestion, let me know what you want to see, because we could maybe prioritize some things based on like what you're wanting from Pokemon, like your idea of Pokemon trainers or things like that. So yeah, if you got any ideas, or if that's something you're interested in, send them through. It'll be fun to figure things out. I think my level of excitement for that is fairly on par with like the when this channel is stable and where we need to be, and we're in a better spot in YouTube partnerships and things like that. I'm gonna do a series of a Pokemon of the week, and so it'll also be like a video essay type situation where we're delving into what the Pokemon's based off in real life, like what type of mythology is a Pokemon based off of, what's important to that Pokemon in the main series, like in the main Pokemon mediums, like the games and the comics or the mangas and the shows, the animes and different clips and stuff like that, where they appear, why it's significant. Yeah, so we'll do deep dives of Pokemon, which is going to be a lot of fun eventually. So I think when the channel is at least partnered with YouTube, so help us get there, and we'll be able to get started on that's one of the reasons why I created this channel, is to get to that point. But I've noticed with the Pokemon Go videos that go out, it's kind of hard to justify editing and recording some of these bigger videos, because it just doesn't get the traction for the amount of work that goes into it. So that's kind of neat in understanding that. But yeah, I think we'll get there. You know, we'll get to that point where it's okay to explore different types of videos and stuff like that. And right now, in order to get like watch hours, streaming seems to be the best way to do that. And so I appreciate anybody watching these videos after they're uploaded, but I certainly appreciate you guys being here while we're streaming, because it helps out so much. Like it's getting us to a goal that the channel has to meet. So thank you guys so much for that. Like I really need that, and I appreciate that. Yeah, like I don't fully understand everything that I need to know about YouTube, but I do see like a bar where it's like, you've made this much progress, you have to make this much progress, and in order to become like a partner with YouTube, we have to have 500 subscribers, and we have to have a certain amount of hours watched on. Yo, what's up, Dialga Animates? Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? Yeah, so we'll have to make those watch hours, and we have to make those subscribers in order to partner up with YouTube. But once we get there, it's going to be a lot easier to justify recording time and editing. So, but happy weekend. We are shiny hunting Riolu right now, and I'm chopping it up with you guys. I know on my description there's a lot of like, hey, do you need any trades and stuff like that? So yeah, if you're interested in anything, let me know. If you need any trades or anything like that, I'm here for that too. So, but yeah, I was just talking about starting a new series that's going to be worked on this weekend. Oh yeah, I don't have a turbo controller. We have the Pro controller. I saw that the Pro controller on the Switch 2 has like a turbo function, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. But yeah, I like this. This is fine by me. So hopefully we see some good shinies out of it. Have you had a lot of luck with the doing the AFK shiny hunt? Neither do I. Oh, you don't have a turbo controller? Oh, you just let it go? Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I know the Switch Lite doesn't have the docking, but I imagine it, like, here, if you look, I think it's kind of like a Pro controller or similar to that. But yeah, if you have this, I think you'd be able to. But I'm not sure what's on the menu for the Switch Lite. Noivern. Oh, cool. That's where. Are you in this? Was it 18? Wild Area 18, where Fennekin is? Yeah, you have to be. Okay, that was a fun spot to hunt. I did the bench resetting method, and it took a long time to get Fennekin, but we did pretty good with that hunt. Okay. Yeah, Wild Zone 18. Hell yeah, that's fun, dude. I hope you find Fennekin sooner than I did. And one of the things that I added to the hunt was to during sunny days, I'd hop up on the ladder and I'd check Eevee. I don't know if a lot of people do that just because it's easier to sit and reset. But everything evaded you. Oh no. I hope you get Fennekin a lot faster than I was able to. But we were able to get Fennekin. I did a lot of that hunt off stream because we just kept getting the same stuff like Baggin and Salamence. We didn't get a single low punny. That was a bummer. I'd like to get low punny. So I'll probably end up back there again. And I think I also want to shiny hunt for a Shalfa. But first thing that I think I'm going to do is try and finish up my Kalos starters with Chespin. So I'll probably end up, once I'm done with Chespin, then I have the freedom, I think, in my mind to go back and figure out like what Pokemon I want to shiny hunt for the starters. But I got to get Chespin first, especially with the Chestnut out. We got to make it to that. But I have like a pecking order for shinies that I need to hunt, and we've been delayed because we were challenged. There was like a month where we were challenged to find a shiny Tepig and to find a Shalfa starter, so that took about a month. And then this last challenge was find all the sizes of shiny Pumpkaboo. So that took about a month, and we failed. We didn't get a large shiny. Everything else though we got the small, medium, the extra large, and then the Shalfa, which is like the jumbo. Does Nintendo make a dedicated turbo controller? Not that I've seen. Now they do. On the Switch 2, the Pro controller looks like you can map functions into it. So, and that's like I think it's like close to $100, depending on where you live. $100 US and equal to your currency. But yeah, there's like underneath the controller, there's a couple of functions, and so it looks pretty cool. I don't have a Switch 2. I'm on the Switch 1, but our household is getting a Switch 2 soon. I think the only thing you need from your computer is like the inputs, because I think on the controller you engage the turbo to record the inputs, and then once you say hold down, push A, hold down, push A, or what, you record the input, and then you stop the recording for the input, then it starts doing what you ask it to do. I think that's how it works. So the only thing you would need online is to know like what inputs you want to put into your controller, if you even need that. So like there's people online that map out like do this, like use these inputs so that you can shiny hunt. Like I think there's inputs for Lysander's Cafe, and there's inputs for Wild Area 18. There's inputs for bench resetting, but people have like all that stuff available for the directions online. But I think you can figure it out too. Like, well, if I start here, and if I just enter these inputs in, you could record that onto the turbo controller and have that do the it'll just do that over and over again. Okay, so I think we're gonna go a little bit past 2 hours. We'll probably stay on for another 15 minutes or maybe a half hour, and hopefully we can get shiny Riolu. It would be so cool to get it on the first day we started hunting it, but I don't expect that, like, especially because we're resetting day and night until the sunny days are showing up, so I don't think it's gonna be. Yeah, I think that's the one that I saw yesterday. and I haven't looked into it, but it looked like it had the turbo functions. So there is a guy I saw on YouTube, and like the product that he sells for his YouTube channel is a turbo controller. I can't remember the brand, and I'm not subscribed to him, so I don't know what channel it was. But he did shiny hunts for every area, and with his turbo controller, I think he got like every shiny Pokemon from each area, like 100%. So he had all the he sells turbo controllers, and he had all the functions that for the inputs that you would put into a turbo controller that he talked about on his videos. So with that information, you should be able to find him. He was kind of interesting. I liked his video for yeah, he's got everything. I was like, that's kind of wild and fast, right? Like, it took us a month just to find a Shalfa Totodile, and we weren't even looking for a specific Pokemon. So that it'd be nice to be. I have like 5 boxes of shinies though. I'm not sure where most people are at, but I'd say that's probably average. I'd imagine. From what I've seen on Facebook, I've seen people with like 3 boxes of shinies, and I've seen people with like 6 boxes of shinies, but it's usually around that area. So that's all we're doing recently too. Oh, that's not true. That's not all we're doing. We did at the beginning of each season of ranked battles, we've done ranked battles. So we did ranked battles for a little bit yesterday. We got the Chestnut-ite in about 15 minutes, which is pretty, I'd say fairly reasonable. But we also got like a second place and a first place in the first 2 matches. So we got Chestnut-ite in 2 matches, which was crazy. I didn't expect that. So that was kind of funny. And I'd imagine it might take a little bit longer if you have to do a couple more rounds, but it shouldn't take more than like 4 or 5 rounds, I think, at tops to get the Chestnut-ite. So I guess that's not the only thing that we've done. We also do ranked battles. But yeah, if there's anything you want to see on Legends EA or any other Pokemon game, I'm up for challenges. So drop a challenge for me, and I'll work on it until you tell me I have to stop, or if you give me a time limit, I'll challenge myself to that time limit. But yeah, the last couple of challenges, each of them took a month, and it'd be nice to have like maybe an episode, like a couple hours of a challenge, but we haven't had that yet, and it's okay. Like I'm super down for anybody asking for what they want, so that way we could try and get it for them. But yesterday we failed the Pumpkaboo challenge, and the punishment was to have to open a couple of TCG packs. So that was kind of rough, because I'm hoping to wait to do like trading card openings on this channel when we have a bigger fan base. But at the same time, I want to give you guys what you want. That's the point of this channel, right? And to have a cool community where people can go to talk about Pokemon, or help you guys out if you need trades, or I have a lot of extra shinies, so if you're looking for a shiny, I wouldn't mind giving those away and helping you guys out with stuff like that. So that's what we're all about here. We do have a Discord server, and so you guys are welcome to hop in there, because I'll typically say good morning and talk about when we're going live, or we'll joke about stuff and talk about whatever's happening in the world. So that's a good place to hang out. And there's no expectations or anything like that from anybody, so it's a good spot. It's pretty chill. We vibe in there. It's pretty cool. There's a couple guys in there that are really helpful to if you're trying to start things up or trying to do anything on your own. There's a lot of people in there that there's a couple of people in there so far that would be able to help you out. Yeah, here, I'll just, if you search the Riolu camp, you should be able to find us. It's got my logo, and I'll type that out for you. I don't have it linked because we are working on the server, and it's not quite ready to be up and running, like to the point where I've got it linked to Facebook. But we'll get there soon. I'm gonna. It'll be like one of the Discord bot will be in the chat, linking the server to you guys in the chat. But yeah, if you search that, I'll see you. I'll add you as soon as I see the the notification. So yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. So we'll reset for a little bit longer. I am excited to get started on working on that Stranger Things video, to get Vecna a Pokemon team, and so we'll see where that ends up, and we'll see what kind of team he can have, and we'll do that series until when Stranger Things season 5 ends. We'll do a battle of a couple of the trainers that we do a video on. So that should be fun. And then we'll also start a separate series, I think, while we're waiting for Stranger Things to end. So that way we could get another Pokemon team battle set up. We'll do kind of I don't know if it'll end up being tournaments or like, Harry Potter's characters like Albus Dumbledore versus Hermione Granger, or I think what we'll start off with is the video that gets the most traction and gets the most intrigue, like the most watch hours, or the videos, the two videos that perform the best. We'll team up. We'll battle those two Pokemon trainers. Like if it's Will Byers versus 11, we'll battle those two Pokemon at the end of the series, and that's gonna be the end of the series. So we're gonna do that with a bunch of different franchises. Like, I thought it would be a good idea to start it with the Predator movie, but honestly, it doesn't look like the Predator movie did fantastic, but it might be a good idea to do it with some of the Wicked characters, because that movie seems to be doing really well. There's a lot of social media presence and traction since that movie came out. So yeah, I'm gonna start with Stranger Things. We might move into either Wicked or Harry Potter or something like that works. So I think Wicked might be faster than Harry Potter. Maybe we could do Harry Potter as like a Christmas series or something like that. But I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll see how that turns out. So, if it's something you guys enjoy doing, I'll keep it going. But let's see how that goes. I'm going to start with Vecna. I'm going to start working on that tonight. So it might take. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to build the video, but once that's built, edited, and ready to go, we'll drop it to the YouTube channel, and we'll do that for 3 characters at a time for Stranger Things while this last season is coming out, which is a weird release schedule. So at the end of that, we'll battle 2 Pokemon, and then in between that, I think we'll do another franchise or another series. So that's gonna be fun. I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Is your Discord Dialga Animates? Did you subscribe? Maybe I could nab you on the subscriber list and send you a message from there. Oh, here, let's check. Oh, look at that alpha Riolu. We haven't seen one of those in a little bit. Let me I could search your Discord too if you want. I've got Discord up on my phone. Okay. Period. Ah. Chill. Okay. Yeah, let me try to get that going for you, man. Or not, man. Sorry. But yeah, let's keep this going too. I'm gonna try and drop it in the chat real quick. Let me see if I can do it from my phone. Hold on. There you go. That should get you there. Oh, I could have liked my own video. I'll do it later. Yeah, speaking of which, if you guys want to help me out and support the channel a little bit, go ahead and drop a like on the video. That'd be cool. But yeah, in the chat there should be the Discord server link. Let me know if that doesn't work or if that works. Oh, it looks like you're there. Okay, cool. All right, welcome to the server. Looks like you made it in. All right, cool. Discord hopes you brought pizza. No yellow Riolu yet. All right, we'll give it another 10 minutes. I think I'm gonna eat before I get started on filming and building up that video, getting all the clips and stuff like that. I'm super excited. I'll write out a script for this. So yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of production into this, which I'm excited for. We'll get hopefully you guys like it too. I'm excited to see how this does. But yeah, if that's, I don't know if that sounds like something. Can you imagine like Marvel characters having you know, to battle Pokemon. I think we'll get into something like that, or DC characters, or you know, James Gunn's doing a pretty good job so far with his Superman and Peacemaker, and you know, his rendition of DC. So it'll be fun to like maybe see what we could do for Pokemon trainers in that world. You're getting the shiny? Awesome. What are you hunting? Oh, you're hunting Noibat, right? Best of luck. I hope you get it. Got to get that green beautiful. That Noibat and Noivern have a really cool shiny color. It's not. Dang it. Oh, the Swablu. Okay. Hey, don't give up. But if you ever do, we did get extras. So, I mean, not that you wanted it handed to you or anything like that, but we do have extras of Noibat and Swablu. So I'm down to hand some of those off. Oh, one of the challenges that we have is to get a live shiny dex. So I do need to keep at least one of each of my shinies, but everything that I have extra, you guys are welcome to. So let me know if anything gets so frustrating and you just want to have the shiny of it. If I've got it and I've got extra of them, I'll be happy to trade them to you guys. Oh, there's Riolu. I was like, where's Riolu? It looks like a good day. Yeah, I think I'm going to eat some food, and then I'll get started on farming. I think I'll write my plan is going to be study, get the information on what Vecna is and from D&D, learn more about that play with the Stranger Things play. And then try and figure out where, I mean, not figure out, but remember from last season 4, like Vecna's situation. I think I remember the origin and some of that stuff, but like definitely figure out how many people he killed and stuff like that, because I feel like maybe some of this information might be important to what Pokemon we pick out for him. But yeah, get some studying done. We'll write out like a description of the character, and then we'll figure out like what Pokemon and why. And so hopefully we can make a pretty decent script out of that. And then we'll do a fun event. Hopefully it'll be a cool video. I think the last like 2 minutes of the video will be like, these are the Pokemon we pick, you know, for this character. So I think that's where we'll set up, and how the I think the structure of the video will be pretty explanatory of the character, and then we'll try and condense that last part down, so that way you guys can kind of like see why we're picking the Pokemon we're picking, and that hopefully that won't take too long to explain. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on after I get some food, because it's hitting me right now. I'm getting pretty hungry. So let's go for another like 5-ish minutes, and then I think I'm gonna go eat. Oh, Dialga, and if any one of you are joining in and haven't been able to watch, this week we had a lot of fun. There was a tournament that we did on Wednesday. We did a Thanksgiving stream on Thursday, and then the Tuesday that we streamed, we picked out from the Pokedex the Pokemon that we were gonna eat for dinner. Yes. Yeah. Let me show you. Yeah, I've got an extra Swablu. I'm pretty sure I have like I know I have at least 3, but I think I have more. And I think we got a Shalfa Swablu if I want a Shalfa Swablu, yeah. Let me double check though. Where are we? Okay, so this is yeah, this is the Shalfa Swablu, but we have a couple Noibats, a couple Noiburns, and then yeah, we got four Swablus. So yep, we got extras. But I don't want to take away from your hunt. I definitely get it. I know some people want their own shinies and stuff like that, but I've got shinies. We've got extras, and if I have extras and you want them, hell yeah, let's do it. So, especially if it helps you save time, or I'm not sure. Everybody's different, right? Okay. Well, yeah, I know today's episode we had a pretty in-depth conversation about Pokemon. Hey, if you want the Swablu, let me know. So I'll be hopping off stream here shortly. So if that's something you want now, like, pop it in the chat so that way I don't leave before because I'm considering hopping off. So that could be the last thing we do on stream if you want that. So absolutely, no problem. But just let me know quickly, because I'm thinking about winding the stream down and hopping off. Oh, the trade code will be 7667. So here, yeah, let's do this real quick for you. 7667. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'll put that in. See what we get. But yeah, if this doesn't work, typically on this channel we'll do 7667 as the trade code. So but yeah, let me try that out. Oh, cool. Swablu's gonna have a new home. Get some good use finally. Okay, here we go. Do I have this one's a special attacker? I mean, I don't know what mints you have and stuff like that, but I think special attack would probably be good, especially for like Moonblast and stuff like that. So I'll send you this, and hopefully I don't think it's the nature you should probably keep on it, but it's at least a special attacker. So Pidgeot you have is holding the Mega Stone. You could send me like something throwaway. But that's cool. A Mega Pidgeot. And I don't think this game like lets you give away Mega Stones, because it seems like once you purchase a stone, it's like locked out. That's what it seems like to me. Oh, yo, give me a throwaway, like if you have like an extra Skrelp or like, you know, something garbage. Send me your trash. I just want to give you the swab. Oh, yeah, perfect. Cool. That's that. I'm happy that that Swablu is gonna have a new home. I hope the ball's okay. I know it's not like I try to match Pokeballs up, but okay, good. Yeah, I'll toss it then, and you could just keep the Swablu's. So as you can tell, like all those Fletchlings and Pidgeys, and we have a bunch of Malamars, and like we've got extras of stuff. I don't have every Pokemon that I want to get, but when I do shiny hunt, it is nice, and it would be nice. Like I would like to get more Froakies to give away and more Fennekins to give away, but I was only able to get one of each so far. But yeah, we're not there yet. We got a bunch of Lucarios, but we don't have any Riolus. So, but yeah, I'd like to get more built up so that way we could give stuff away. But yeah, we can give away the stuff that we do have right now. No problem, no problem. That's what we're here for, man. If yeah, if you're trying to like skip out on a hunt and I've got extras, oh, you bet I'll help out with that. I know what a time saver that could be. So, yeah, no problem. All right. Yeah, this episode was pretty cool. We got to talk about the state of Pokemon in my opinion, and hopefully everybody understands that, like, that's just my opinion, and I absolutely understand and can take other people's opinions, but hope you guys get that. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm very hopeful. I'm very easily pleased, and I feel like Pokemon has grown. So it was cool talking about that. Unfortunately, we didn't find a shiny Riolu, but we did get a shiny this episode, right? We got a shiny Badoo. Yeah, that's right. So we did get a shiny Badoo this episode. Wasn't what we're looking for. We are locked in here now until we get Riolu. So we'll probably see Vivian. We'll probably see a shiny Badoo. We'll probably we'll see a shiny Riolu because we're gonna go for that. Maybe we see a shiny Goomy. That'd be cool. But again, that spot, there's a spot where I think we hit a little bit of Area 3, so we'll check that eventually, and hopefully there's some Pokemon spawning shiny there. But yeah, we're in a good spot. Like this will be a cool shiny hunting ground for a little bit, and this was a pretty fun episode. Not as high impact or high intensity as the rest of this week has been, so it was pretty vibey. It's a nice Saturday, pretty chill. But yeah, we're gonna I know we're gonna hit these shinies in the pecking order, and we're open for challenges. So let us know here if you have a challenge for us, and we'll take it on. But I'd like to get through the pecking order of shinies. Okay, yeah, right on. Thank you, Dialga, for joining, and welcome to the family. But I am heading out too, so I hope you guys have an awesome night. I'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully we can get shiny Riolu then. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to level up.